Hey, how are you? I hope your Sunday was great and it's still going great. And I too had a wonderful Sunday. I went to the riverside and I had a little bit of, a relaxation there. And the mountainous view, the river, really relaxed my mind and still cannot take off my memory out of that you know day. I mean, today's day, I could not take my memory off today's day because it was very good. Well, I'm Dr. Nandita Rai, cosmetic dermatologist, and I usually come on Sundays at 7 p.m. But because hello, where Sanjita, hello. I know I'm late today because actually I was out with my family. We had a little bit of enjoyment and in relaxation. So here I am again. Usually I come around 7 p.m. But today I was about to come around 8 p.m. But still I'm a little bit late. However, today I'm going to talk about a lot of skin problems that everybody of us face one on the other day, you know and the most common skin problems we are having right now among teens, among adults, young adults, it's acne, hair fall, and pigmentation. And like right now, because of this monsoon season, a lot of fungal infections has come across, and a lot of eczema, a lot of atopic dermatitis, and of course I'm seeing nowadays a lot of girls are having this uh, abscess problem on the skin, furuncle, carbuncle, especially the furuncle which becomes carbuncle later. It's called boil in common term, boils, we call it, which has pus formation, inflammation. So these are coming up. So I'm going to discuss today about acne, hair fall, a lot of skin infections, and today I'm going to discuss about many things which you can ask actually on the comment section, or maybe you can inbox me. I have got a lot of questions previously on my previous live show where I was unable to come face to face, but still I managed to make it live chat for on Instagram, live chat show, or whatever we might call it, live chat on Instagram through my voice live show. So there are many patients, they asked me to talk in Hindi also, talk in Nepali. But the problem is, if I talk in Hindi, many people don't understand Hindi. If I talk in Nepali, many people don't talk means understand Nepali. So I thought, okay, official language in India is English, so that's why let's talk in English. But still I'm going to sum up in the end in Nepali and Hindi also, so everybody will understand what I'm talking about. But for now I'm going to talk in English, and I'm going to talk about acne. So what is acne? Acne is inflammation, which is in present in the pilosebaceous unit. Pilo means hair follicle, and sebaceous is where the oil glands are there. So pilosebaceous in the hair follicle area and in the sebaceous gland. So inflammation. So what is inflammation? If patients ask me, doctor, what is inflammation? Inflammation is caused by any triggers, like for example, in case of acne, when you have oily skin, that may be because you're having oily skin from your parents, grandparents, so it may be genetic. So oily skin. And another thing is, you don't wash your face with proper face wash, you don't keep it clean, you don't keep proper hygiene, then the skin becomes very oily. It is because of genetic, hygiene, lifestyle, the way you eat, the way you sleep. So the oil glands blocks the pores where the hair follicles are present on our skin. So generally skin has hair follicles. Why? Because it protects us from a lot of foreign bodies or foreign particles outside our body. So skin is the most largest organ of our body, and it protects us from foreign bodies outside our body, whatever particles are there, bacteria, microbes, whatever else are there, whatever, foreign bodies, insects, whatever. So it protects this oil glands, this hair follicles, it protects. So when hair follicle and oil glands are secreted to protect our skin, when we don't keep hygiene, or maybe genetically we have excessive production of oil glands, there comes bacteria. A lot of bacteria are there for acne. Propionibacterium is the most common bacteria, Propionibacterium acne, and other bacteria are also there, which cause this acne problem. So once those bacteria attacks our sweat glands and our hair follicular area in under our skin, which protects us, it attacks them, then our skin will get acne problem. So once we have acne problem, we try to pop it out, we try to scratch it out, and we get marks, acne marks, or we can call it acne scars. So there are a lot of type of acne scars, like ice prick scars, which is like dot dot ice prick type of scars, little bit not deep, but slightly hollow, but it's kind of a pricking, like prick type. So those kind of scars are there. Trail track, like it's like that, acne scars, which is like track line. Then this box scars, so box, like box type of scars. And a lot of other types of scars are also there. As in details, there are a lot of scars, but ice break, pinprick, railway track scars. So this kind of scars are there after the acne eruption, when we pop, when we scratch, when we irritate the skin, and wrong treatment, because of the wrong treatment also we get acne scars. And definitely pigmentation is another issue when acne comes out. So we get pigmentation wherever this acne came, we have pigmentation. So we have these problems because of lot of this inflammation caused by pilo, that is hair follicle, sebaceous, that is sweat gland unit, and there the inflammation takes place, bacteria attacks, so we get this acne. And acne is definitely right now a major problem. Acne is a major problem in our young people, young adults, teenage people, between I can say from 12. Nowadays I can see acne problem is in like age group between 10. I can see acne problem 10 to 35 plus, 30, 35, 35 plus, there are acne problems in them. After certain age, when your hormones are inactive, then you get that remission period where you don't get acne anymore. You get less acne problems, but pigmentation is another factor after certain age. So I can see this acne problem in our young adults and teenagers, and very young children also, when they don't have proper diet, when they don't have proper sleep, when they don't exercise, and lifestyle problems, basically, and genetic factors, and hygiene. So these are to be improved: lifestyle, hygiene, and maintenance. And of course, if you are having serious problem with the acne, scars and pigmentation, you should visit a dermatologist, that is for sure. Because when you go to the counter, the pharmacy, the chemist shop, actually in India we call it chemist, but actually it's not chemist, it is pharmacy. And those pharmacies are owned by pharmacists, but basically there are shopkeepers who are not that qualified, and they might prescribe you wrong medication, especially steroids. So steroids are number one abused drug over the counter. Over the counter means in the shop. In the shop, they are abused by shopkeepers, given to you without any knowledge. They just know that it will give you reduction in the itch and irritation, but later you get more problem because of the steroids. So the basic treatment for acne is lifestyle, diet, sleep, proper sleep, sleep properly, go to sleep early, wake up early. So, and prescription drugs by dermatologists like me. I prescribe my patients a lot of retinoids, retinoid capsules, creams. I give them sunscreen, moisturizer, and of course lifestyle advices. And if it doesn't get treated, the patient is totally unsatisfied in 1 month or 2 months, then I go for cosmetic treatments, like I go for uh, mesotherapy, uh, PRP. I go for PRP, means platelet rich plasma, and PRF, platelet rich fibrin. I go under derma needling, and RF is refractory frequency machines. These are RF machines are there. These are cosmetic treatments which I go. Maybe basically I go first with pills, you know um, which will prevent acne eruption, that is salicylic pill, AHA, BHA, lactic glycolic, all those kind of pills I use to prevent the acne and acne scars and pigmentation. But if patients have already done it and they don't like it, I go for lasers, and I go for microneedling. The best treatment which I give to my patient is microneedling with their own blood cells, that is PRP and PRF, which I feel that has come across many, worldwide countries. I've been there, I've seen the treatment, and the results are very good because it is your own blood, and I draw your blood, and I make a plasma and fibrin out of it, and I inject through a machine called microneedling. And definitely this has got lot and lot more effect than others. It is called mesotherapy, and lasers are another option. So pills are for people who are afraid of these procedures. Otherwise I prefer microneedling with PRP and PRF, and these are natural and with very very less side effect, until and unless you have cardiovascular disease or deep venous thrombus disease, or maybe if you are thyroid problems, then I don't go with this treatment. I counsel them to visit another doctor, concerned doctor. So for this acne treatment, these are the options. And I have to see through history also, because a lot of acne comes out with hormonal problems, especially androgenic hormonal problem, even in male. Live video is paused. Okay, sorry, there was a pause in my live video. I was talking about hormonal problems related with acne. Yes, definitely, when your hormonal imbalance is there, maybe in women there is polycystic ovarian syndrome, where you get hair fall, acne, dry skin, thyroid problems, and weight gain, weight loss, and irregular menstrual cycle. Then definitely, acne comes in female with this reasons. They complain about, doctor, my hair is falling, I have dry skin, I'm having thyroid, I'm not having proper menstrual cycle. So these are the reasons for acne, and this is polycystic ovarian syndrome. They have to consult endocrinologist, gynecologist, and dermatologist. So three treatments will go side by side under endocrinologist, gynecologist, and dermatologist. Whereas if male, if I see in male also, they have a lot of hormonal problem, hormonal acne. So I go through lab test, and I see if there is any hormonal issues with them also. If they need any medical consultation, they are referred there, and then we go through hormonal therapies, or maybe endocrinologist will give them some certain hormonal therapies. So side by side, even in men, when they have a lot of acne, severe acne like cystic nodular acne in male, I have seen lot of cystic nodular acne. So you have to undergo consultation of endocrinologist too, because it might be androgenic, so testosterone might be high, your hair might also be not there, you might have hair loss, weakness, and other issues. So I have to give a reference to other doctors also to see through it. And I really go through lab test, about hormonal lab test and all, with test, like they have to see how much testosterone, DTH, level. Even in women, we have to see follicular stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, etc., etc. So these all are hormonal tests that will the patient will go through. if they have hormonal acne, and they should be treated side by side. Then we go, if there is no other problem, then we go through cosmetic treatments, and it is the best way to get healed in a proper way. PRP and PRF is my treatment option. Many of the doctors in Siliguri and outside, they prefer yellow peel, they go through lasers, but I go basically through PRP and PRF, which is natural with less side effect, and whom I don't choose is cardiac patients. If they have some implant in their body, they have ortho surgery, they have implants, metal implants, then I don't go through those patients. So these are the treatment options, and definitely you should go to a doctor, get consultation, and get the treatment right. Otherwise, shopkeepers in the pharmacy will give you steroids and nothing else, and your skin will be destroyed forever. There are patients who came to me with steroids acne, and their skin was totally destroyed by some pharmacy people. And for shopkeepers, they give them steroid and they have applied a lot, and the skin came out. There was no treatment option but surgery. And definitely I had to give them psychological consultation. They had to go through psychiatrist evaluation, through plastic surgeons, and lot more. So it was bizarre. So better go to a proper doctor before getting the treatment. Another thing is hormonal issues. Of course, you have to, if the women have this problem, they have to go through gynecologist and endocrinologist. Another problem of skin is hair fall. Definitely hair fall is the most common problem in skin. I came across this 2020 to 2021, after the pandemic started. Complete lockdown, hair fall, lot of girls, lot of guys, lot of older men, lot of young guys. I was shocked to see guys around 21, 20, they don't have hair on their head. Come on. So you are so young and you still have no hair. So these are the problems like hair fall. So I have one question: is skin disease related to stomach? Not directly. Okay. Gun ASP. Okay. Hello, whoever has joined and asked me question. It's a very good question. Is skin disease related to stomach? I'll tell you, it's not related to stomach. This question is very good question, but the way it has been questioned is little bit direct. So if I make it the question little bit, modify the question: is skin disease related to any digestive system problem? Yes, if your diet is not good, if your lifestyle is not good, you eat whenever you want, you eat whatever you want, definitely it affects your health, your body, and definitely it will show up on your skin. For example, one of my patient came recently with boil problem, abscess. She had abscess on her body, okay, and she was suffering for maybe more than 10 days, but she told me it's been 10 days, but I can see that she had suffered more than 10 days, okay. And definitely she was not having good diet because somebody told she was too fat, and because of that comment she started strict diet. She was eating only some meat soup, and she was consuming some, I don't know what, some fruit. I don't know what fruit she was consuming, but she was consuming only that meat soup and some fruits, nothing else. So because of that, lot of blood was like, the blood test report came very bad. Hemoglobin was less, infection was more. She had a lot of sugar in her blood. Definitely this all are happen. If you go through extreme dieting also, don't think your sugar will be low. It might come opposite, because it's metabolic system. If you do a lot of fasting, lot of dieting, your sugar will go high, because wrong signal goes to our liver, who gives you all that insulin production from liver to pancreas to our bloodstream. So these all are anatomy which we study long time back, and it takes 6, 7, 8 years to all this physiological process. But yes, definitely while fasting, while skipping meal, you get the wrong signal in your body system, in your liver. It goes through glyconeogenesis process, that is called, and then definitely it will rise your sugar level, and then you will get infections and your hemoglobin will go down. You will become anemic, you will become, prone to infection. WBC will rise. So ESR will rise. ESR is inflammatory, symbol in the blood system. So all the lab tests will come here and there. So definitely, if you don't have good digestion, you don't have good proper lifestyle, skin diseases come. For example, abscess, which I told you, and she has a lot of blood sugar levels. So I have referred her to medical, hospital, where she will be consulted by endocrinologist and so on. But I'd prescribe up some medicines, antibiotics, and definitely she got another side effect with the antibiotics, that is she got her hairy black tongue because of a lot of antibiotics, and she had used banned drug like Nimesulide. And yes, I'm making my patients aware, my colleagues, my friends, my family aware that don't take Nimesulide because it's banned drug all over the country, and black marketing is going on in the pharmacy, in the shops, where patients are given Nimesulide for pain, for fever. It's very bad drug. It has been banned because of its side effect. Don't take this antibiotic. It is very bad. Nimesulide, other painkillers. Please consult doctor and then take, because it is affecting your skin also. I've seen lot of drug reactions on the face by taking wrong medications. So definitely I was talking about acne. Now I'll talk about hair fall. Hair fall is also very, very common after the pandemic. I'm coming across 21 years old young male, especially male group, where they don't have one single strand on their head. They are all bald. I don't know why, what is happening. And a lot of them says their parents also did not have hair in their age. Yes, it's definitely genetic then, but still why it is genetic? Maybe because of your lifestyle. They don't exercise, they don't eat well, they don't eat garlic, they don't eat onion, they don't eat anything actually. They just eat sweets, they eat vegetables. These are not good for your health. You have to eat everything, but in balanced amount. You have to exercise, you have to do a lot of things in your life, happy things. Always talking about money, always talking about business. This is not good for health. You always have to think about your life, you have to think about your lifestyle. Then of course you will have hair on your head. In 20 years old, I think so, I had a lot of hair. So seeing these 20 years old kids, I feel bad because they don't have hair on their head, and they're so much worried about everything. So this is early mature mind is also not good. So this is the problem, with our youngsters. So first, definitely the reason for hair fall: lifestyle, stress, environment, and wrong diet. The diet, I don't know, nowadays all kids are following some nutrition. They are eating fruits only, water, that's it. And I feel like I don't know who is calling me in the middle of my live show. I don't know. Connecting. Okay. So I don't know what happened. Okay. You're welcome. So my video is not working, I think, because some calls are coming. I don't know why they have called me in the middle of my live show. Sorry. I'm sorry. I was in the middle of the chat, and somebody is calling me every time whenever I'm on chat, live chat. People start calling me. I don't know why they have this tendency to call me in the middle of my work, in the middle of my chat. I don't know why people like to call me in that way. I was on radio show, and somebody was calling me on my radio show, in front of my radio show. So anyway, another topic is hair fall. Hair fall is basically because of genetic, lifestyle, lack of proper sleep, untimely sleep, stress, and diet. and other diseases like hormonal problems, thyroid, sugar, diabetes, if you have a lot of other health issues. So you must check those things and treat well, and then later go for hair treatments. So hair treatment is definitely always prescribed by dermatologist, so you have to get proper prescription after examination. Some of the patients just call me and say, I need hair oil, I need hair shampoo. It's not the solution. You need to come, you need to get proper consultation, get checked why your hair fall is there. According to the reason, we give you prescription. And of course, the definitive treatment now in this modern world is PRP. I mean, I'm always telling PRP is good for your skin, PRP is good for your hair, and it is the cosmetic treatment which will give you really better result in a no long time duration. It's a very short duration result. I mean, it will give you result in very short duration of time, whereas when you use drugs, creams, or any kind of shampoos or hair oil, it will give you results very in a very long duration time, maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. But if you use PRP, PRF, that is from blood, your own blood, it will give you less side effect and the results come better. Of course, for maintenance you have to use all those kind of prescription drugs, but you cannot self experiment with any kind of drugs that you see online, because I've seen many patients are they're doing Google search and getting their self medication, getting biotin gummies. I don't know whether these gummies are really beneficial or not. I have never seen anybody getting benefits with these gummies which they are getting online. I don't know, this online thing is very bad right now. But you have to consult with doctor before taking any kind of medication, whether it's for skin or hair. So other treatments are also there for hair, that is, if it's not PRP, then you can go for microderma needling, or maybe derma rollers. These are the treatment options. Mesotherapy, injectables, but don't go with steroids. I've seen a lot of doctors prescribing patients steroids for their hair growth. I don't think so it's a good option, because it's an abuse, drug abuse, and giving patients every week steroid is not a good option. It might lead to hair growth in the beginning, but definitely the patient will lose hair again, and it's just you're just torturing the patient. He will come to you, you will give steroids, and later he will have a lot of other side effects on the skin, on the scalp, and a lot of infection, where he can go under risk of life also. He will risk his life, he or she. So definitely I don't like some doctors prescribing steroids for scalp. It's very bad. Patients should not go for those treatment options. And better option is PRP, until and unless you have other disease like cardiac problem, any circulation problem, chronic diseases, or any other hormonal problems. You should not go under cosmetic treatment if you really are not well and your health is not good. And definitely thank you everybody for joining. And I would like to answer some of the questions which my patients asked before. Vitamin C serum, somebody asked me vitamin C serum, can I use vitamin C serum? I have a dry skin. No, actually, if you have dry skin, better use proper moisturizer. Maybe you can use hyaluronic acid cream, if you can get it. And vitamin C you can apply after that. Let your skin be moisturized first. Don't use vitamin C serums directly. Use first moisturizer, hyaluronic acid creams. Those are the best creams I can see and say that it will give you good proper skin glow, and then you can apply vitamin C serum. And you can apply these serums in the weekends. It is not necessary for you to apply these serums every day. Somebody asked me about retinoid serums and creams. I feel like retinoid serums and creams you should use under the doctor's advice, because it will give you a lot of side effects. If you are planning for marriage or pregnancy, it is very bad for your child. And even if you overuse it, your skin will go dry, and you can have redness and other side effects. So you have to go through doctor's consultation and use those retinol creams and other serums. So these are the things. And somebody's asking me here, Usha Khadka. Okay, ma'am, I want to have my laser treatment on my neck. I have pigmentation. So definitely there are treatment like lasers and all for pigmentation, but what kind of pigmentation you have, that doctor will decide. That I will decide. If you really like to come and visit me, then I will tell that I have to examine you first. What kind of pigmentation is there? Whether it's tanning, or maybe whether it's some kind of pigmentation because you have gained weight, or maybe you're diabetic. So after seeing what kind of pigmentation you have, according to that I will give you some treatment. And if it is hormonal problem, you are really ill, you are anemic, definitely I will not touch you. So that's why I have to see you, I have to examine you, we have to talk, and then definitely there are treatments options besides laser, because laser is only not the option for pigmentation. There are a lot of other options, because laser has side effects like more pigmentation. Lot of women came and they told me that those doctors, these doctor, I don't know which doctor gave them laser treatment and more pigmentation came up. So I have to see if it's allergy. If because of allergy you get pigmentation, you can treat that allergy first. If you have some hormonal problems, treat that hormonal problem first. But if you're having tanning and it's really not that of issue, then definitely laser treatment is also there and as an option. But I have to see that what kind of pigmentation you have. Okay, so I hope that's clear. But if not clear, you can inbox me, I will explain you more. Hello Farid Khan. I think a lot of people joined. Hi Farid Khan, Usha, Chitrini, Ranju, Sunita, Ganesh, Panzong Bhutia, Sumanja, Devashish, Karishma, a lot of Sangeeta Gurung. So thank you. Everybody have joined. Most of you have joined, and I'm very happy that you all are asking me questions. And I would like people to ask me a lot of questions so that I can also get updates. Like why actually these things are happening to patients, why these things are happening to people, and why doctors are really careless about these things, why I am careless about this thing. So I have to see that, so that's why you can ask me question. Asking question is good. Even I can ask you question, you can ask me questions. So maybe in the next chat people can ask me and I can ask you back. We can have fun live chat show. And there was one guy who asked me to do it in Hindi and Nepali, but many people don't understand Nepali and many people don't understand Hindi, so I chose English. But right now I can sum up in Hindi because I think if I talk Nepali that will also be great, but many people are here in my friend list who are not Nepali. But okay, I will sum up as try as possible to do in Hindi, because the medium which I studied was not in Hindi. Therefore I'm sorry if I make some mistake. So मैंने आज 2 टॉपिक में बात किया, वो है एक्ने और हेयर फॉल. एक्ने को क्या बोलते हैं हिंदी में मुझे पता नहीं, हेयर फॉल को बाल झड़ना बोलते हैं, ये मुझे पता है. सो क्या है कि आपका जो एक्ने है, जो पिंपल्स बोलते हैं सिंपल लैंग्वेज में, वो आता है क्योंकि फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वो ऑयल ग्लैंड्स और हेयर फॉलिक्यूल्स होता है, जो हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं मुझे पता नहीं. तो हेयर फॉलिक्यूल्स और ऑयल ग्लैंड्स होता है, उसमें अगर कुछ इन्फ्लेमेशन या इन्फेक्शन हो जाए, और आपका वो डिपेंड करता है लाइफस्टाइल, आपका डाइट, आपका हार्मोनल प्रॉब्लम या जेनेटिक फैक्टर्स या आपका हाइजीन में, तो वहाँ पे इन्फेक्शन हो जाता है और आपका एक्ने हो जाता है. तो एक्ने किसी भी एज में आ सकता है. आप अगर पूछेंगे तो मैंने देखा एक्ने 10 ईयर्स से लेकर 35 तक को एक्ने है, और उसके बाद में तो जब हार्मोन्स ख़त्म हो जाएंगे एक्ने अपने आप चला जाएगा. बट अगर आपको ट्रीटमेंट लेना है, आप स्टीरॉइड्स मत यूज़ कीजिए, आप डॉक्टर के पास आइए और अपना एक्ने इलाज कीजिए. एक्ने का इलाज के लिए आपको बहुत सारा टेस्ट कराना पड़ेगा. हार्मोनल प्रॉब्लम्स की वजह से भी एक्ने होता है, चाहे वो लड़का हो या लड़की. आपको एंडोक्रिनोलॉजिस्ट, गायनोकोलॉजिस्ट के पास जाना पड़ेगा अगर आप लड़की है और आपको एक्ने प्रॉब्लम है, हार्मोनल प्रॉब्लम है, क्योंकि ये PCOS बोल के एक सिस्ट टाइप का सिंड्रोम होता है हार्मोनल इम्बैलेंस की वजह से, जिससे इरेगुलर पीरियड्स भी आता है। ये हिंदी में नहीं बोल सकती, तो आपको इंग्लिश में समझना पड़ेगा और आपको गायनोकोलॉजिस्ट एंडोक्रोनोलॉजिस्ट के पास जाना पड़ेगा अगर आप वुमेन है। अगर मेल है तो मेल आपका अगर एंड्रोजेनिक प्रॉब्लम है तो आपको भी एंडोक्रोनोलॉजिस्ट के साथ कंसल्टेशन करना पड़ेगा, साथ में एक डर्माटोलॉजिस्ट। तो हमारा कॉस्मेटिक ट्रीटमेंट है लेज़र। हमारे कॉस्मेटिक ट्रीटमेंट PRP, PRF, प्लेटलेट रिच प्लाज्मा, प्लेटलेट रिच फिब्रिन, जो कि एक्ने स्कार्स, एक्ने और पिगमेंटेशन को दूर करता है। लेजर्स ऑप्शन भी है, मगर वो देख कर करना पड़ता है क्योंकि लेजर्स में बड़ा साइड इफ़ेक्ट होता है PRP और PRF से ज़्यादा। जो कि आपके ब्लड से होता है, वो उसका साइड इफ़ेक्ट कम होता है। तो ये सब चीज़ें आपको डॉक्टर के साथ कंसल्ट करके लेना पड़ेगा, ट्रीटमेंट ऑप्शंस। आप शॉप में जाके स्टीरॉयड अब्यूज़ मत कीजिए। और हेयर फॉल के भी समस्या वही है, जो बाल झड़ते हैं ये वो, तो वो डाइट, वो एक्सरसाइज, लाइफस्टाइल और आप स्ट्रेस कितना लेते हैं, टाइम पे सोते हैं नहीं, टाइम पे खाते हैं नहीं, उठते बैठते नहीं, तो आपका ये प्रॉब्लम्स होता है। तो कहीं 21-20 बरस के लड़के लोग, लड़की लोग, लड़का स्पेशली वो लोग आए मेरे पास और उनका बहुत सारा हार्मोनल प्रॉब्लम्स था, ऑफकोर्स डाइट, लाइफस्टाइल प्रॉब्लम। तो उनको मैंने डेफिनेटली प्रिस्क्रिप्शनल हेयर सॉल्यूशन, शैम्पू दिया, बट दे टुक PRP और PRF कॉस्मेटिक ट्रीटमेंट भी लिया है। और दूसरा ट्रीटमेंट्स भी है जो मेजोथेरेपी बोलते हैं, वो भी इंजेक्टेबल होता है। बट स्टीरॉयड इंजेक्शन आप हेयर फॉल के लिए मत यूज़ कीजिए, बहुत बुरा होता है और ये अब्यूसिव ड्रग है। आपको शुरू में अच्छा करेगा मगर बाद में आपका रिजल्ट इससे बुरा होगा। तो स्टीरॉयड्स अब्यूज़ मत कीजिए, केनाकॉर्ड, ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला, ये सब इंजेक्शन मत लीजिए। जब इंडिकेशन होगा तो डॉक्टर आपको अच्छी तरह से कंसल्ट करके लेना है, बट ये मोस्टली हम कॉस्मेटिक ट्रीटमेंट के लिए यूज़ नहीं करते। तो दैट वाज माय हिंदी एन्ड आई डोन्ट नो हाउ टु एक्सप्लेन मेडिकल टर्म्स इन हिन्दी। त नेपालीमा पनि त्यही हो, नेपालीमा नि एक्ने, हेयर फल है हुन्छ, त्यो लाइफस्टाइल, डाइट, स्ट्रेस, यो सबै चिज हुन्छ। तपाईँ दबाई दोकानमा गएर दबाई जुन चाहिँ स्टिरोइड हुन्छ त्यो नलिनुहोस्। पहिला पहिला राम्रो होला, पछि तपाईँलाई साइड इफेक्ट हुन्छ। बेस्ट अप्सन एक्ने, हेयर फल, पिगमेन्टेसनको लागि म दिँदैछु PRP विथ माइक्रोडर्मल निडलिङ। देयर आर मेजोथेरापी। तो यो कस्मेटिक ट्रिटमेन्ट हो, तपाईँलाई हेरेर, तपाईँको बडीको जाँच गरेर, तपाईँको ब्लड रिपोर्ट्सहरू हेरेर तपाईँको ठिक छ कि छैन, तपाईँ हेल्दी छ कि छैन, त्यो हेरेर हामी कस्मेटिक ट्रिटमेन्ट दिन्छ। तपाईँलाई सिधै कस्मेटिक ट्रिटमेन्ट हामी दिँदैन, तपाईँको एकदम एक्जामिनेसन भएर, कन्सल्टेसन गरेर, प्रपर प्रिस्क्रिप्सनसँग तपाईँको कस्मेटिक ट्रिटमेन्ट हुन्छ। र तपाईँहरूले बुझ्नुपर्छ यो चिज, र कुनै पनि चिज गुगल गरेर यताउति गरेर रङ मेडिकेसन नलिनुहोस्। सो द्याट वाज माई नेपाली इन हिन्दी summary of this chat. It was summary of all the chat which I had, and thank you so much for joining, and I would like everybody to join again on next chat on Sunday, every Sunday actually 7 or 8 p.m. I will inform and update every day. So have a great night, rest and relax, smile, be happy, and always think one thing, that is everything is going to be better and everything is going to be best. Think like that and sleep. So good night. Thank you so much for joining. Good night.